Homelessness isn't an out there thing. It's not this someone out there is experiencing homelessness. It's all of our neighbors. Like some of the kids that might be sitting next to them in the classroom are spending the night in a car or an emergency shelter. So really, like, we're all interconnected, and addressing homelessness makes the entire community healthier.
Our goal is to end homelessness in Idaho. There are way too many folks that don't have housing, don't have a secure and stable place to sleep every night, and our goal is to end that.
What we want to do is we want to resolve everyone's housing crisis as quickly as we possibly can, because what research shows us is that the longer someone stays in homelessness, the harder it is for them to stabilize later on down the road.
To be honest, like, there are lots of communities that are beyond the point where there's real hope. Portland, Seattle, Los Angeles, like, there are communities that really can't end homelessness. And we are not at that point. We are at a point right now where if we're proactive, we can keep ourselves from getting to that space. And it really is gonna take a lot of community will.
I was homeless in Boise, and I lived out of my car when I found Our Path Home, and they helped me transition out of my car and into my home.
We end family homelessness in Idaho by building partnerships between communities, landlords, property owners, developers, anybody that has housing or can create housing or can find housing, and the folks that are looking for housing.
They've got rental assistants that they fundraise and produce. They've got case managers that can work with a resident. And their focus is housing, but as they're working with these individuals, their goal is to get them into a stable living arrangement.
When people first come in, what we want to do is we really kind of want to triage their situation. So what we do is we bring them in and we do a housing assessment. They sit down for about an hour with our specialist and really dig into what their individual situation is so that we can direct them to the right resources and programs.
Once they have done a housing assessment, if they have income that we can possibly utilize, we brainstorm ways to find them housing, whether it's traditional studio and up, or whether it's a room to rent from a complete stranger. That is where they fall onto my plate.
Going from being homeless and living on the street to actually working with a program where I could possibly have my own roof over my head and my son's head and have like a safe place so that we can progress in our lives. That feeling, I don't even, there's no words to describe it. As I started building up all of these things, like filling out applications or filling out resumes, it wasn't so scary to me, and my self-esteem would go up. And I think that it made me realize that, like, I can do this, and I can be a normal tenant, and I'm able to sustain a home.
They helped me throughout the beginning of the process, from getting a tenant to fill out an application, going through, giving me their background history, and then recently having those particular applicants come into my office and meet face to face so I can see exactly who I'm speaking with, who I'm going to possibly be working with.
We want them to be successful just like the landlord would. So we do a lot of work with these families to make sure that it works out.
It was all about what I wanted to achieve, my goals, and meeting with my case manager and getting those resources to help me with my goals. I was able to, get used to being on my own again. I was able to get off drugs and just be confident in myself that I can do it.
When I got the keys and I started moving things in and I finally could just sit down and look at my home that I had, it was an awe moment for me, and it made me realize that I could do anything. It was the most incredible feeling in the world.
As this valley grows, we're going to face pressure. Homelessness is going to continue to be an issue. If we step up now, do something about this together as a community, we can solve this. This is a very solvable problem. We can win this one. Let's get on it. Let's do it.
I'm very passionate about the population that I work with. I think that some of our clients have some of the greatest stories of survival that I've ever heard in my life. And these are unique individuals that deserve to be treated like humans. And I always want to be a light or a beacon for someone when they need it.
Join us in ending family homelessness.